Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the VK3002D. It's a tier 7 German medium tank. It's located on the north spawn of Redshire Encounter, and this one's being driven by Red Dog Alpha 1. And he's a regular viewer of our channel. Well, he sent this in because I'm afraid there are 2 trolls in this game. Okay, game started. This is the Germans' answer to the T-34, the one that they created by Daimler. They lost the competition to get the Panther, but they went on developing it. And there's the first troll. You can see him there in the Tiger P, Raffin Habright. I think that's his name. And he just accidentally ran into the Nashorn when he backed off. He's following the Tiger P up to the top of the hill. Tiger P, well... And now he's being trolled by the other one, the Panzer 58 Mutz. And if you've noticed, Alex 270 in the Panzer 58 Mutz has got 3 marks of excellence on his barrel. Yep, so he's not only a unicum, he's also a troll. Now you can see one of the shots from the Tiger P hit the side of the vehicle. The other shots from the Panzer 58 Mutz hit the barrel, the mantlets and the front upper plate, but of course they didn't pen. Now, I don't approve of what Red Dog Alpha's doing at the moment, but he's actually blocking the Panzer 58 Mutz. He's not actually pushing forward, he's actually just stopped behind him, and the Panzer 58 Mutz is having to push Red Dog Alpha back down the hill. You can see Red Dog Alpha is not applying any throttle at all, he's not moving his tracks. Now he is. But he's just following the Panzer 58 Mutz up the hill. Now what he's doing is blocking. He's actually pushing the Panzer 58 Mutz out in front of the enemy. That could be described as trolling him back for what he did to Red Dog Alpha 1. Anyway, Red Dog Alpha 1's decided to leave the troll alone, and instead what he's going to do is go and get some damage on this Tiger P on the enemy team, who's standing out in the open. And the 88mm gun on his VK managed to get a nice hit. He picked up 221, which is the high roll, 220 alpha, 145mm with standard rounds. With the premium rounds, it's 194. He's found the Tiger P and auto-aimed on. Now, that's not normally a good idea with this tank, and I'll explain why in a second. He fires the second one in. This time he does get a high roll, 235, and takes the auto-aim off. The reason why you shouldn't auto-aim in this tank is, unless of course you're really close to the target, is it's got very slow shell velocity. It's only 773, which means if you auto-aim onto a target and he's moving fast, you're more likely going to miss it, because by the time the shell gets there, he would have gone somewhere a little further on. But it's fairly okay if you auto-aim at close ranges. It's the 88mm gun. It's not great at accuracy, but if the target's stationary, it works. Yeah, he gets a shot into the Jackson, low roll for 193. Fires the second one in, and he got another hit, but it's a low roll again, 213. I think the Jackson's hiding behind a rock at the moment. That's why he's got no outline. He's indicating it to his teammates. Now he is kind of exposed in this position at the moment. But the enemy seems to have gone up all one side or all up the other. In fact, the side that's gone up the castle route, yeah, they're doing quite well, because they're actually pushing forward. And he gets a nice shot into the rear of the Tiger P. He was also not auto-aiming there, he was manually aiming, and it worked very well. The Tiger P saw him though. Ow, and that hurt, because that was an 88mm round coming back. At least I think it was an 88. You can see his reload time 5.26, standard reload is 6.14. He gets one shell in there, oh, and he blocks himself by running into the barn, takes another round from that Tiger P, but the Tiger P is taken out by the IS instead. So you may be asking, why did Daimler-Benz carry on with the prototypes to the Panther after the decision had already gone to MAN and they were going to build it based on the VK3002M? Well, the reason was that they still believed that their version actually had promise, because it was basically a copy of sorts of the T-34. It's got heavily angled armour at the front, which is very good. An 88mm gun, although I think they were intending to put something smaller in, 75mm. He fires around into a 122 TM. You can see he's auto-aiming, as I said. It's long range and a slow shell, so you need to manually aim. He manually aims on the PK, and he gets a nice hit into him. Low roller again, and we've lost sight of the 122 TM. I think he's still there. Yeah, he's there, but we just can't see him. We really need our teammates to pop up and have a quick look and see where he is. Oh, there's a tracer from the Arty coming over from the west side of the map. So we know there's one of the Artys over there. In fact, the only Arty still alive is an M12. So it looks to me like Red Dog Alpha 1's decided to go after whoever's on the west side of the map. Oh, he's found someone. It's a strip. And the Panzer 58 Mutz is actually trying now to help him. And he thanks him back. Okay, that Striv M4257 is a premium tank with a 75mm, but I think he might be loading. Oh, he's not loading. He's actually got a load of shells in, but he's got a poor turret traverse. And he's just going to do ring around the roses until he's killed him. And he gets him. Nicely done. Yes, the Daimler-Benz decided they still thought that they could build the better tank and cheaper, so they carried on with the design, and it was going to have a powerful engine in it as well. He's found the M12, goes for the aim and gets a shot into target. Now he's going to drive up to this guy, and if he's close enough, oh, he gets a good kill shot and potentially a high caliber. He's got 20% of the enemy hit pool. Yeah, so they thought their version of the Panther would be much better because it'd have a bigger engine and a better gun. It was going to be the 75mm, as I said. Originally it was going to be the KWK 42L70, which is a very good penetration, the sort of gun that actually went on the Panther. But unfortunately the Wehrmacht decided no, or is it Waffenent, decided no, they were going to go with the ones that they'd already decided, and Daimler-Benz didn't get the contract, and after building one prototype the project was cancelled, which is a pity because this is very much like the T-34-76. And the last enemy of the FV4202 goes down, taken out by the P-58 Mutz. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first class tanker for Red Dog Alpha 1 in the VK3002D. He managed to get a 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and he got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 5 exactly. But sadly there was no other medals because I think other players came ahead of him. But he did get a win rate of 7,327, which is exceptionally good, super unicum and a bit more. Let's have a look at the team scores and see where he was. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the Centurion 5-1, the Australian Centurion, who managed to get a high caliber for 3,223 hit points, whilst Red Dog Alpha 1 got 3,147. He wasn't that far behind. The third highest damage in this game actually went to the Troll, Panzer 58 Mutz, who's down on this board as Alex 270, but I don't think that's his actual name. In fact, I think we'll find out his name is slightly different. 2,763 hit points to him. When it came to kills, it was the Panzer Mutz who got the most. 5 kills went to him. 2 kills went to the Centurion, to Red Dog Alpha 1, to the Cromwell B, the T-28 prototype on the enemy team, the FV4202, and their Tiger P, the one he took out. And when it came to base XP, it was the Panzer 58 Mutz who got the top with 1,363, whilst Red Dog Alpha 1 got 1,152, and the third one was the Centurion 5-1 who got 1,090, and they were the only players who managed to get over 1,000. The M12 picked up a Confederate in that game as well. Now, the reason why Red Dog Alpha 1 got a high XP was mainly down to the fact he's tier 7 in a tier 8 game, and he managed to get considerable damage on the enemy. And I think the Panzer 58 Mutz was kill stealing. Certainly the Tiger P that Red Dog Alpha 1 went after, he was killed by the Panzer 58 Mutz. And so, yes, I suspect that that's exactly what this guy was doing. He was waiting for targets of opportunity to come into sight that were one-shots and then picking up the kill afterwards. So, the real identities of these players? Well, there's the Tiger P down at the bottom. You can see he only got 211 hit points of damage, and he only fired 5 shots, 3 direct hits and 1 penetration. If we look at his identity, we can see that that is his real name, Rapin Habright. Yes, he's not a very good player. He's only played 471 games. He's got a fairly low victory rate and a low personal rating with a low win 8. So this guy can be excused on the grounds that he's a noob, but he should still be warned not to be a troll and not to shoot at your own teammates. And if you do shoot at your teammates by accident, then do apologise, please, because otherwise people will take it that you are a troll and that therefore you should be treated as one. No, the player that we really need to be concerned about is this one, because this is the other player, Alex 270, the troll in the Panzer 58 Mutz, and look at his ratings. Yes, this is a Super Unicum. His personal rating is 11512, which is more than Super Unicum. It's it's one of the top players. 3,930 was his average win 8. So again, Super Unicum player. 63% win rate. 25,946 battles. So I don't think he's a reroll. I think this guy is a fairly good player, but he's just being a complete idiot on the in the game. And he's obviously hiding his identity with an anonymizer, and that's why it says Bon with the underscores afterwards. Yeah, this guy goes around trolling people and tries to conceal his identity. Obviously, that's why he's got 3 marks of excellence on his barrel, because he is a good player, but he hasn't learned how to behave on the battlefield, and therefore people should know that Bon underscore is a troll on the NA server. So let's get back to the results so we can see exactly what happened. Close that down and then we'll go to detail. We can see that Red Dog Alpha 1 fired 17 rounds, got 17 direct hits and 15 penetrations, so he did get good accuracy, even though he was making a lot of use of the auto-aim and with a gun that's got very slow shell velocity, and this 88 does have slow shell velocity. It's not really a sniper tank at all. It is a brawling medium tank because it's slow, it's heavy, it's got good armor and a decent gun, but it is a slow velocity shell, so you need to get close to your target if you want to get an accurate shot on target, and try not to use auto aim at distance, because if you do and the target moves, you'll probably not hit it because the target will move faster than the shell can reach it. He did damage of 3,147 hit points, and 1,097 of that was at more than 300 meters. That's another reason not to use auto aim, because you were doing a lot of damage at long range. 3 hits received, all 3 penetrations. I think the Tiger P was using his 88mm, and that's why those ones went through. 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 killed, and 537 hit points of damage assistance. He would have had more kills, but for the fact that obviously that Panzer 58 Mutz was waiting for the opportunity to take the kills away from Red Dog Alpha 1. He earned 46,829 credits for the game, and because he used standard ammo throughout, he actually earned 38,659 credits profit, 1,728 XP, and times 2 took away 3,456 experience points altogether. He calls this one a tale of 2 arseholes. 1 noob, 1 super unicum, and yes, I did use that word, which stops this from being a PG-13 and viewer friendly. But yes, he did face 1 noob, 1 super unicum, and he still bettered them. He actually came out with higher results than them in damage. He didn't get as many kills as the Panzer 58 Mutz, but he didn't need to really. He just needed to show that he was as good a player as the other guy, and he is. It's just the Panzer 58 Mutz doesn't know how to behave. The one thing I would say is don't block your teammates if you can help it. I know I've done it myself, so I shouldn't be hypocritical. I have blocked players if they've caused damage to me by blocking me or by allowing me to take damage which they should have taken, and as a consequence I've taking revenge on them, but I know that you shouldn't really do it. You shouldn't block an enemy. You certainly shouldn't push an enemy out in front of the enemy, because then they could call you a troll and they could have a go at you. But I think that Red Dog Alpha 1 proved to the other players that he was a better player, because he actually went away from them, drove away from them, and started to get damage. And that encouraged some of his teammates, including the Panzer 58 Mutz, to play the game and actually get good results out of it. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below, because it feeds the algorithm.
What you doing? Hi, you see yourself?
And of course, please do remember we've got another channel, a sister channel called The General, where you can watch great replays without anybody prattling on in the distance like me. Yeah, they're great replays without any commentary. And thanks for watching this video.